Netanyahu to meet Trump as Iran nuclear talks reach critical stage. President Donald Trump will host Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House on Wednesday, as tensions continue to rise across the Middle East and negotiations intensify over curbing Iran's nuclear weapons program. Netanyahu is expected to press Trump to pursue a deal that would not only halt Iran's uranium enrichment, but also cut its ballistic missile program and support for proxy groups like Hamas and Hezbollah. "I will present to the president our outlook regarding the principles of these negotiations," he said before leaving for the U.S. Iran has suggested it is ready to limit its nuclear program in return for sanctions relief, but it has rejected the other demands. Ahead of the White House meeting, Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian warned that his country would not yield to their excessive demands. Netanyahu's visit on Wednesday marks his sixth trip to the U.S. since Trump's return to office, more than any other world leader. A close Trump ally, Netanyahu has long argued that Iran represents an existential security threat to Israel and has pushed the U.S. to curb Tehran's influence in the region. The Prime Minister believes that any negotiations must include limiting ballistic missiles and ending support for the Iranian axis, Netanyahu's office said in a statement ahead of his trip. After arriving in Washington on Tuesday, Netanyahu met Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff and son-in-law Jared Kushner. The pair provided an update on the first round of negotiations they held with Iran last Friday, according to the Prime Minister's office. Netanyahu's visit comes as the U.S. increases its military presence in the Middle East, with Trump warning Tehran of strikes if it fails to reach a deal on its nuclear program and to stop killing protesters. On Tuesday, the president said that he was thinking about sending a second aircraft carrier strike group to the Middle East. The USS Abraham Lincoln carrier strike group was sent to the region last month after Trump threatened to strike Iran to stop a government crackdown on mass protests in which thousands of people were killed. "We have an armada that is heading there and another one might be going," Trump said in an interview with Axios. He said Iran wants to make a deal very badly, adding that a diplomatic solution remained possible. Trump told Fox Business that a good deal would mean no nuclear weapons, no missiles. In a speech at a rally in Tehran on Wednesday marking the 47th anniversary of Iran's Islamic Revolution, Pezeshkian said our Iran will not yield in the face of aggression, but we are continuing dialogue with all our strength with neighboring countries in order to establish peace and tranquility in the region. The Iranian president also reiterated that his country was not seeking to acquire nuclear weapons. "We have stated this repeatedly and are ready for any verification," he added. Israeli officials have also said their country reserves the right to take military action against Iran if it does not reach a nuclear agreement with the U.S. Netanyahu is under pressure from far-right allies in his government to use his ties to Trump to push for a wide-ranging U.S.-Iran deal that meets the Israeli government's security concerns, experts say. Israel is concerned that in the haste to get a deal with Iran, the president might embrace a deal that doesn't address Iran's missile program or support for proxy groups, or that allows it to have some remnant of its nuclear program, said Daniel Byman, a professor at Georgetown University's School of Foreign Service. One worry Israel and other allies have about the U.S. under Trump is that he wants a deal more than he wants a particular outcome, added Byman. Analysts say Iran's leaders are in a weaker position now after the mass protests and a 12-day air campaign by the U.S. and Israel last year, during which Iranian nuclear and military sites were bombed. The Iranian regime